So I just thought about something when you said that, and it's shady, and I know I'm a problem, but when I know it does, but I've heard a lot of T women say this too, and I thought it was interesting when you put it when you was like they be like they don't want to. I forgot how you exactly described it, like they don't want the pain or whatever the
Oh
I
yeah, when
forget.
they say they don't want to deal with menstruation and the pain of childbirth, they absolutely do.
So when you said that, because like we talked about it, I'm like, yeah, but then when I think about the way it would correlate to when T women say it, it's because they say that the privilege of being cisgender is being affirmed in who you are. So being affirmed by your biology, who you identify with and who you feel you are. So I do think it's weird that there is a pattern of certain humans wanting to discredit the biology of women and acting like, oh, I don't care about the pain, this, that, and another, while also trying to regulate it. I don't have a full articulated thought about it, but I do think it's something to that. So when you said that, I was like, wait a fucking minute. Yeah, wait, hold on. Women hear women hear that a lot too. Like I wouldn't want to go through what you want. It's so dismissive and minimizing. Like I wouldn't want to do it with that pain. I don't know. I don't like it. And I
Well,
know these men
part
say
of
it all the
the
time.
persona of being a man being tough and saying you can endure stuff is them competing with the pain women feel with childbirth. Like is it like it may not look like it, but it definitely is. Like I'm tough, I could take it. Like you the weaker vessel though. Like men's tolerance of pain is lower, right? But the way they tell it, they this would be a cakewalk, but it wouldn't. Like you couldn't tolerate it. They're obsessed with saying they create society because they can't create people. Like a lot of the things that they say is directly correlated with their womb movie.
Nah, I'm tracking and I'm tracking and I'm clocking. I'm tracking a lot of stuff because yeah, um, and I think that again, this need to overinflate your value is based in you being insecure about certain things. So yeah, like um I gotta create all these other things that have some type of power because you create something that I can't replicate. It can't be replicated. Um in the sense that they would try to make us believe like they can replicate how oranges used to look and how they look now. They can replicate what a new strawberry look like tomorrow. You know you get what I'm saying, but the what the woman does they can't do. Their bodies can't handle it. Even if it was something artificial that could happen, the way men are built, their pelvic is too thick and narrow. It wouldn't open up. They don't know having the blood. I mean, we could go on and on and on. So
Yeah, and I think that's interesting. One of the reasons why, like, I think this type of conversation need to be had multiple times. It's because every time we have like a different layer come up, like hold up, we didn't think about this either. But it's so much tied into like even when you're talking about like male assigned at birth, like the way the competition at the end of the day, right? Because you got to think about it. If in a patriarchal society men have womb envy, then at the same time, how can you say that a woman would be jealous of you? Like is that's something somebody would say when they're competing with you, but it doesn't mean the other person's competing with them, right? And at the end of the day, it's like the obsession, like you're obsessed with like replicating. They have like artificial wombs. Men are trying to create artificial wombs. Look what happened to that woman down in Georgia. Look. Oh, here you
yeah.
go. Mark just said it. Hold up. Mark just said it. We can make mechanical uteruses. Tread lightly. Look, you just got it. Damn, I ain't know you gonna say it right on cue like that.
No, it ain't about us treading lightly because I don't care. I don't care what y'all do. But what we saying is still a fact. Y'all are so jealous. Y'all
Yeah,
sick
for him to be
at
like, he like, man, fuck your womb. I can make a mechanical womb is fucking crazy.
And we know y'all want to be on an island by yourself, butt to butt, meat to meat. We know. So don't worry about it, Mark. Don't worry about it. We know y'all. The one thing y'all missing is being able to make a baby. If y'all can have a machine, a literal baby making machine, y'all men y'all would be in hog heaven.
And that's my
Heaven
point.
somewhere.
You can't tell me that the man on here negging us about mechanical universes don't want to be pregnant. You can't fucking convince me he don't. Cause like, what the fuck? Lord,
It's
um,
embarrassing.
it
And I
is
don't know why.
embarrassing.
I don't know why y'all keep saying like this premise don't make sense. No, y'all don't make sense. Y'all can't make sense of it because y'all are in a constant state of delusion. Y'all do not want to critically think. All the things the man said it himself. He said it out of his own shitty mouth. Like he is. These men are saying that if they can create artificial wombs, they'll be on an island somewhere, meet the meat, shitty drunk. Literally, pick up on the term shitty drunk too. Y'all don't know. Y'all can learn today. So we not. The idea is there. He said that the men want control because they lack control of creating life. So they're doing all kind of these things to try to prove that they're valuable because they can't do the one thing that is undeniably valuable. They can't do it. And it's not about an individual. This is another thing we gotta be clear. It's not about an individual woman being able to do it. It's about the woman feces, not feces because you said they're not separate, but you know what I mean. How to say it. But
Women, period. The fact that women are the ones who
women
can.
are able to do it. So maybe
Yeah.
not all individual women can do it, but women can are the ones who have children, and that's why the men are mad because they cannot do that. It just is what it is.
I do think that's an unfortunate thing when it comes to something like in the society we're in. There's obsession with like reproduction because that does make women who like struggle to have children, who can't have children, feel like they're less than. No, it's not. Like men are just obsessed with something they can't do because they're telling us that they're the dominant ones. They're the ones that's in control. Like they're supposed to be the superior, right? But it's like you can't even this society wouldn't even exist without a woman, right? And it's like at the core of it, like you can't handle it because of the lie you tell yourself. If men really believe when they say protecting and providers, they would accept that like, oh, the women are creators and we try to protect and provide for them. But no, the protection and providing has to be, you have to morph into some type of domination because you're in constant competition with women. Because um you want to be the one. You want to be the one who like create life. You want to be
The
the one.
thing, because the thing is, we should be having this conversation. Like, if I reference like the women who are not able to have children, so it was simply like we're having a conversation saying women are the ones who typically women not typically, women have children, but there are some women who don't. But generally speaking, a woman has the biological makeup to have a child. Cool. If we didn't have everything separate and all of this bullshit that men created, this idea that men created, these gender roles, these gender ideals, the places that we supposed to be and they supposed to be up on the pedestal, it would be, hey, we're in a human society. There are some humans who do this and some humans who do that. We wouldn't even be separating in this way. It would be we all working collectively together to move our species forward. But men have to overinflate their value because they can't do something. So they have to create all these things and these rules and these laws, and they have to harm and have this power and that's them. But if we were to have it perfect, we would just be a race of humans who some humans do this and some humans do that, but we all collectively work together to move forward. But that's not what it is. So I don't know why y'all don't understand.
All special. No, we talking about all the men special. And hold up. What Beatrice, he absolutely do, and he's going to resent you because of that. But Richard, you said women wish they can get each other pregnant. That's why women created men. Like That's literally why women created men to share genetic material. Interesting that you said that.
Stupid.
Y'all saying the wildest shit. If Dr. King saw this prompt, maybe he would need to do some reflection too, sir. What are you talking about?
But it is more logical. Well, and I could be wrong in real time. I could be getting clocked. I mean, not clocked, but checked on what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm mixing my words all day. But if there is two women who are together and they have a sperm donor, one woman can use her egg and put her egg in the other woman, and that is a whole lot more of a cut. I don't know if I would say connection that allows more of a here I can't think of the word, but it allows more bonding or more real, or it allows it to seem more real than when men use a surrogate. So I mean, women put my egg in put my egg in your pair is something different.
Well, that's something
It's a
called
lot.
egg
It's a
to
lot
egg
different.
fusion, and that's something like they actually you can read on it, egg to egg fusion. Um, but yeah, hmm. You wasn't here earlier, but that's what I was referring to, like how the men was like fucking crashing out about the fact that they don't have seed and that like reproduction isn't solely on them. Like a lot of them was struggling with that. They feel like in their sack is a bunch of miniature humans, and they put them inside women, and it just get larger in there. Like a lot of them think that, and it's fucking crazy. When the reality is like, no,
I
like
wasn't here.
I know.
I was on a panel, lady.
I fell asleep. No, listen, forgive me. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Damn. I'm about to
But
get cussed
now
out.
no, you're not. But now that's what was shocking to me. And when we talked about it after, I was like, because I get it, but I also don't get it, Sarah. Like, I do not understand why they would fixate on men to have this level of value that put them over women when they needed to be that they're putting, like you said, miniature humans inside of women. Like, all women do is bait them, like we're sucking conviction babies. Like, why do they need to do that? And it is about them feeling secure.
Yeah, it's jealousy. At the end of the day, it's jealousy. That's what it is. Like men, they are like part of being a man is feeling like you are superior to women, right? And because of like of nature and biology and like the fact that like going back to women creating life, like you cannot be superior to a woman. Like the patriarchy is artificial or some shit that like is a set of rules that y'all make up, but it's a contradiction in it, and then y'all struggle with the contradiction.
Yeah, they can't handle it. And they delusional. They delusional. They just lack an identity. They just fucking robots. And that's another the reason why y'all probably interested in fucking mechanical uterus or whatever Mark and his wig was up in here talking about. Cause y'all are a robot. Like that's why y'all love them dolls. That's why y'all let me not do that. But y'all robots. I'm gonna just keep it there. Y'all fucking robots and it's sickening.
Um,
You
Flash,
pull
why
me.
you say y'all not jealous?
We what? You pull what? We are not jealous about y'all getting pregnant, bro. I mean, I
No, why do
don't.
you?
Where
Hold on,
did y'all
real
even
quick.
come up with this?
Hold on, no, womb envy is an actual thing. But why do you think men are obsessed with women's reproduction? Talking about whether women should have children,
Not
whether women can get an abortion. Like, why do you think men are obsessed with that?
what? Listen, lady, I don't know. This is the most
No, no,
ridiculous.
no. Go look up womb envy. It's a real thing.
Look up what?
You can go look up womb envy. It's a real thing. Matter of fact, if you like this prompt I've used before, if you take this prompt and put it in Google Scholar, like
Yeah,
you'll see academic journals on this topic.
academic journal on men being obsessed with women's
Yeah.
wombs.
Yeah, men it's essentially patriarchy is because of men jealousy of women's ability to create and sustain life.
Nah, shout out to y'all. I ain't trying to be pregnant. I'm a dad, bro. I was in the room when my son's mom gave birth. I don't. What the hell do I want to do that for?
He created the life.
Yep, shout out to her.
Yeah, what I'm saying is don't you don't have to individualize it. We're talking about like the collective of men are obsessed with women's ability to create and sustain life. It is actually a psychological phenomenon. If you want to type it in, just womb envy. It's a real thing.
I don't. I don't think I ever met any man that was like, "Yeah, I want to get pregnant."
I mean, of course, y'all not gonna be honest about it.
No,
Not even in like private
But y'all,
conversations.
but
Though.
why do you think men want to control women in their pregnancy? Why do you think men get upset about the fact that women get to choose whether or not that if they get pregnant, they decide to go through with the pregnancy?
I think it's more due to like it affects both lives. You get what I'm saying? Like it. I'm not necessarily because they want to be pregnant themselves. I don't see that.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's just I don't know. It's interesting. Like you literally can go look up womb envy. It's like a real thing. But it's of course when people are jealous, like they envious, they're like likely to like share their insecurity with other people or something they hide behind. That's why we have to look at the actions. Like that's what I say. You're looking at men's obsession with reproductive rights, men's obsession with the fact that women get to choose whether she has a baby or not, and try to rob her of that. Men feel like they should have a say so on whether a woman has a baby or not. It's interesting.
But
Go, Jay,
but you when I was scrolling through, I just stopped on it because of the obviously the wild statement that you have on your photo.
I
But
mean, fact,
you're saying that we are jealous because we can't give birth
yeah.
is the craziest thing I ever heard.
No, that's what I said. Go look it up.
Yeah, I don't
I
want
think
that.
when you mean men's trying to control reproductive lives, that's more like on the abortion topic, right? And I think it's more because of how their views on whether it's a life inside or not.
Yeah,
Not,
men like the
not from
reality is you have no control, right? And you want control. So men collectively and under patriarchy try to control women in reproduction.
but that's a whole nother topic. It's not us trying to
It's a
be
whole nother
pregnant
topic.
though. Like men or society just try and control reproductive lives like that. I mean, reproductive rights is a whole different topic than
No, it's not. No,
putting in
no,
the box.
sir,
Men trying to control women
sir.
because they have
I
women.
know.
I just
Men
don't see
want
the
to control
correlation.
women. That's literally related. I don't understand how you don't see the correlation. That's interesting.
I'm with you, Jam. I'm with you, Jam.
But I don't know if this is trolling or not. Like I don't. You get what I'm
No, I'm
saying?
not. What up, sir? I just said go. All you gotta do is go in your search engine and type in womb and you know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, don't be scared. What's up, Flashy?
What's good with you?
How you
Another
doing?
crazy ass prompt.
Bro.
You
Yo.
be, hey, you be doing your big one. You be finding these most. I'm more concerned of your people that be agreeing with you in the comments. That's what be throwing me out. Like I get why you do what you do, but it's the people agreeing with everything you put up there, no matter how insane it is. That's what blows me.
Oh,
Like I don't.
You know,
she's
hold
good
up,
for
because
this
they
type of
know this
thing?
shit is facts. That's why we know it's facts.
It's because someone came up with a theory. That means it's facts.
No, it's not just that the theory; it's the behaviors behind it.
So a theory.
Look, in case you don't know, a theory is something that can't be disproven. But it's not just about the theory; it's the behavior.
But so they're studying and then they're assuming based on what they feel like
It's
that
not an
behavior is.
assumption. That you try to reduce it down to a feeling or something like that. When actually you can look at the behavior of men in society, and it's very blatantly clear.
But you realize that's still an assumption. That's not something that's a fact, right? Like, can we both agree to that?
I mean, not necessarily, because now you're saying that you can't make an observation based on people's behavior. Is crazy.
Yeah, because looking, like for an example, right? If I looked at a pattern, right, it's almost like looking at the stock market, right? You look at the pattern, the way it fluctuates. That doesn't mean you actually have a 100% proof or you of how it's gonna be. You can make an estimated guess, but that's all it is. But when it comes to people, it's just a assumption, nothing more, nothing less. I don't see how this is a
I
factual
can say the
thing.
same thing about what you're saying. You're making an assumption based on your emotional response to my background. Like it makes you feel some type of way. So
I'm a
you're
man. I'm being an assumption. I'm a
okay.
man.
Your immediate response
I'm
to
a
the woman
man who's
basically
never
is
wanted to give birth.
And like to make the conversation genuine, right? Because I don't know, like specifically, because if you're saying specifically the fact of giving birth, like the actually being pregnant part, like you're telling me that there's a study out there that proves that men, not all, I would assume not all, and I would assume not most men are out here
Is
wanting
it
to be
possible there's a
pregnant.
study? It's possible. That's not what I said.
I'm,
I'm not
I'm
saying it was
I
no,
never
no.
said you said anything. I'm not putting the words in your mouth. I'm asking
What do you
questions.
mean by study then? What were you referring to?
Because the first thing I said, I hope you're not saying that men actually are envious of the fact that they can not actually give birth. Like you think men would
No, it's not.
genuinely.
Hold up. Because it's not just a birth, right? It's men feeling some type of way about the women. We are the ones who create and sustain
It's not
life.
just. I'm stuck on the like men wanting
I
to give
think we
birth. Like,
s-
what do you
I
mean?
think we celebrate women for
I don't think
bringing
anybody
life.
would
I
sign
don't.
up for that shit at the fuck all. Because and the reason we know if
Oh,
the reason we know it'll be that's entirely a lie because if men don't even want to take the quote unquote male's version of birth control, why do you think men would even want anything to do with that type of pain or that type of
Of course, men don't want birth control. Men love the
hell no.
idea that they could be part of the reproductive process. But the thing is, not just that, right? Because y'all focusing on the birth itself. I believe a lot of y'all lying when y'all state that, right? And it's a reason why birth in itself is painful for women because it's like that. Birth doesn't have to be painful for women. When the society where we live in, like that's the punishment, right? But
it's a
hold on, what I'm saying is, it's not just the actual birth or being pregnant. It's the ability to create life.
Are
Men
you
are not
trolling or is
able
this
to
real?
create life. But hold up. What's up, Aries? I'm gonna get up the panel so we can open the panel up.
wait, can I just say this one last thing? So
No,
are
he's
we are you still stuck on the fact that you believe that women can make life without a man? You're still in that belief, right?
Yeah, but that's another argument. Go ahead, Aries.
How's that another argument? That's
oh my
we're talking about
god, baby,
birth.
can you shut? Like,
Let everybody go, and then I'll open the panel back up.
hey, Tara. Yeah, they do. It's they do. They're very. I don't think they can conceptualize the fact that women could give life and sustain
Hold
life.
up, Megatron just said it. He just proved, like that's saying, he proving the point. He said men create life, women incubate it, which is stupid. But go ahead.
That's so dumb. Anyway, they can't wrap their little heads around the fact that women could actually hold life and sustain it and not have
No,
to
no,
have
we understand very well. Like,
no
it's just
can
saying that way forever.
Hold up, Flash. I'm trying to get everybody to comment so we'll open the panel.
I'll jump out of the box. I'm never really.
Alright, that's fine. Thank you.
but yeah, like they can't wrap their heads around that life grows and sustains itself through women. Like they think sperm is a seed, which is laughable, and they think that they're more important than they are. They're not. They're not really that essential.
All right, thank you. What's up, Amber? Welcome back.
Hey girl. Yeah, so actually I do agree with the prompt. It is a real thing, guys. A lot of people keep saying that it's not a real thing. There is a lady, she's a psychoanalyst, right? Her name is Karen Horney. That's her full name. She actually and basically she basically gave the concept that woman is actually a thing. Reason being is because usually men don't really have a significant role in terms of creating life like that, except to carry their 23 nucleus DNA to the egg, right? To pass on their specific DNA. That's the only contribution to life, basically, is what the concept basically is. So basically, what it is that they are jealous of the fact that they don't really have any much of a significant value towards bringing life into the world besides carrying their basic DNA. So they put restrictions on women, and they also introduced birth control, which has a lot of high stakes for women when they take it. We could even suffer from a stroke if taken too long, and it could also alter our reproductive organs as well. So birth control was a thing invented by men to destroy women's reproductive organs. So it is a real concept. You all could go and search it for yourselves. It is a real thing. Some men actually do hate the
But I
fact
actually
that.
told them to do that, and they're not going to do that. I literally told them they can go look up womb envy, but they not. But go ahead.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, this is why men
I
are
don't
the
know.
ones
I don't think I
that
agree with
don't
y'all.
have much of a
True.
education. It's really the woman, right? That we read a lot, we go to school, we do all these things, we do the research, and they don't, right? So I mean, but yeah, I'll land there though.
Thank you.
Can I
Go
say
ahead,
something?
Tia.
I
Go
googled
ahead.
it and it says it's theoretical, not scientific. No hard data, no diagnostic criteria, no consensus. So it's just
When you look it up, what did it say?
Yeah, man. Like I
Read
don't think
out.
these women
Read
know
it
what they're
for us.
talking about, man. You
No,
know,
tell
like
us
a
what
lot of
womb
them are
envy is.
delusional.
Hold on,
I
true.
just want to say like men and women
Hold
have
on,
complementary
hold on.
roles.
Can you read it for us though? What does it say?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
The
man. Like
concept
these women be
was
delusional,
Hold on,
man.
sorry.
the concept was invented by Karen Horney as a
I just
counterpoint
said
to
that. I
Freud's
just said that.
penis
I
envy.
just said that.
I
Yeah,
thought you
she's
were gonna
I just
actually
asking
said
read
that.
what it said.
she's asking me to read it, so I'm reading from the top.
Oh, okay. Well, I
It's
just literally explained it too, but all right.
yeah,
I know
and
you
then it
explained. I
says
wanted him to read the part where they said what womb envy is, not
and then
who
it
I did.
says it's theoretical, not scientific, no hard data, no diagnostic criteria,
No,
no
it doesn't say
consensus.
that. It doesn't say that.
Using it
What's
make broad statements about all men is
it's
like
fine.
using
It's fine.
horoscopes.
You don't want to read it. What's up, True? Go ahead and say what you want to say.
I mean, yeah, man. You know, I just believe women that make prompts and titles like this, I just question their femininity. You know, because I don't think a good God fearing Proverbs 31 woman will speak. You know, if
You
this
know
is
what?
the
That's
women's room.
facts. Cause I'm not a good God fearing woman. You clocked it. But go ahead.
Right. So, you know, like I just believe that, you know, men don't want to control a woman's womb. Actually, you know, men just try to get y'all in order. You know, like a woman's supposed to have a covering. A woman is a follower, so she's supposed to follow a man's lead, right? Like a man's supposed to give y'all directions and give y'all things to do and make y'all work, right? Because y'all are helpmeets according to the scripture, right? Y'all supposed to bear a man's children, you know, and be a helpmeet to a man, right? So how could a woman in turn say that men want to control their wombs? I don't understand that.
I answer that.
This man
Hold on.
talking about
Lingo.
this man talking about women, men not trying to control women, women as followers, and he just read a scripture or quoted a scripture from the Bible. He ain't open, and God knows when. Don't know shit about God in the Bible, but want to quote some
Well,
shit.
firstly, he's actually talking about the order of things, right? So I know exactly where he's coming from. And it even
Oh,
says
I
an
know you make
order.
some good ass
Shut
oxtail.
up. Like,
Hold on.
shut up.
Hold on, Amber. Let Lynn land.
Right. So she sees what I'm talking about. This woman,
Hold
Now
on.
you hold
You
on,
right.
don't actually, because I was going
Right.
to
hold
Okay,
on.
ask
Your
you.
name
y'all got
not
hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all.
Okay.
your name not Lynn. That's my name. Yeah, I just think that it's funny that somebody is arguing that we're supposed to be controlled or we're under mind control, whatever statement he just made, when literally you're reading scripture coming from a Bible of people who wrote it that didn't even fucking like your ass or have your ass in mind. They use the Bible
You
to
fat
control
bitch, kill yourself.
slaves. Okay, you got it. You
All
my
right.
13th reason, Annie. You know what? You got it. You got it. How should I do it, Annie?
Wait,
Let
why?
me know, stupid.
Yeah, I just got to ask. He literally just said some unfriendly TikTok language.
All
No, he got it.
right, host, can I speak
Anyway,
again?
I just no.
No, no, you can't.
Uh I just like you can't say somebody is a follower or should be a follower and like you literally don't think for yourself. You think that everybody should follow by this same religious doctrine or everybody in the world abide by the same religious doctrine and that's like the truth. Follow it by the T. So if you sin against your right arm, chop it off. If you sin against your left eye, make sure you pull it out. Like let's do that
Man, that don't make no
too.
sense, man.
Like
That's the point.
I know it doesn't make sense. I know,
All right,
but
so a
that's
lot
what
of
the
y'all
Bible
sound like
says.
right. So a lot of
But
y'all sound
that's
like
literally what
disobedient
the
women.
Bible says. So,
Right,
and you're disobedient because the
right,
Bible
right,
says that. So if you
right,
But
sin
right.
against your right arm, chop it
All right,
off.
man. So you a
but even
virgin?
self if, right? Thrill, right?
So
To
y'all
respond
too
to your claim,
eager. Go
to, to,
ahead.
to respond to your claim, Thrill, even God, the Godhead has an order of things. Isn't God the head of Christ?
Man,
Question.
man.
Question.
So right. So this is the order, right?
Answer my question. Isn't God the head of Christ? Didn't they say that God is the head of Christ?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Right, okay. So let me
Now,
ask you this,
Hold up,
right? Let
y'all.
me ask
Can
you
we
this,
stay
right?
on? Hold up. Before we start talking about the Christ and all that, can we stay on topic?
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
See, like they don't
I
like
just
talking
I'm
about the
going into
Bible. I know
actual
that.
statements
No,
here,
I don't want to
right?
talk about the Bible,
Yeah, yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. These black women hate the Bible. They scatter like roaches every time it come
We're
up.
not a book club. We're not talking about a Christian book club, guys.
No, they're not. They're clearly not
Yeah, yeah.
scared of
So a
the
We
lot of
Bible.
y'all
do
I
sound
we
like
do.
do hate the
disobedient women.
Bible, so shut the fuck
They're
up
not
about
scared
it.
of the Bibles. I do
I
not
be
We
with
believe
we
that.
hate
disobedient women.
it. So yeah, we are disobedient women. We masculine women, disobedient women, women who hate the Bible. Now shut the fuck up and move on.
That's what you
You
need to do is
clocked
serve a
us.
man.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wouldn't be a broke man like you. You got it. Move
All right,
on.
let's go back to the
Move
conversation. I
on.
ain't gonna lie. Let's go back to the conversation.
True, because I don't know why he brought up that when the literal order of things is just showing that it has a source to everything. So I don't know why he talking that shit either way because I not even what it means. But moving on. Um. So, Trill, I have a question for you, right? So you're saying that no, wait, who was up here before? It wasn't Trill that asked that question. I think it was Mr. Two. Mr. Two, you was up here before, right? Or you dropped?
You could just, it's just flashy because Mr. Two just sounds crazy.
I mean, that was me. That
And
was me.
that's all I
Look,
could see. So I'll call it by what I see, right?
But yeah, it's
You
flashy.
said that it was a made up concept or something like that.
It literally is. It's a theory.
You said it was a theory.
It is a theory.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Go
Is
ahead.
envy, right? Is envy a psychological or clinical theory?
No, well, envy has actions behind it. It's not just a.
No, 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 no. That's not the question I'm asking here. Is envy, right, a psychological or clinical theory? Yes or no?
How's that? I'm trying to figure out how's that a yes or
It's
no
a yes
question.
or no question. Is it a
Yes,
clinical theory?
yes, yes, yes,
Is it
yes,
clinical?
yes, yes.
Okay, could anybody fact check that for me, please?
Fact check envy. It has action.
Yes.
It has actions behind it.
What
Like
actions does it have behind
when you're
envy?
envious,
What
you
actions does it have behind envy?
because envious. It's not just
What actions does it have behind envy? Maybe you're not understanding me.
the word. You can't use the word in because
What actions or what traits? I'm gonna rephrase my question since you're giving me an objection, right? What traits does envy have?
jealousy.
Okay, so what traits does jealousy have? Because envy and jealousy is kind of like the same thing, right? So since I did not trying to, let's go
So
by your
since he
logic.
can't answer it, you could just say that so we can move on.
Wait, hold on. But wait. How did I literally just answered it?
No, I'm
They're
asking what
separate
traits,
words. Wait, hold on. They're
what
separate words
follows,
for a reason.
what follows behind envy or jealousy?
No, just go
What
ahead and say it.
actions?
That's
Yeah,
not
at this point
funny.
she might as well just say because I already said the word and she's trying to find another word. If I say another word,
Jealousy and envy is the same thing.
they're not. They have different
They
meanings.
they are the same thing. What do you do when you're
Okay,
jealous of somebody?
Actually,
let's
from my understanding,
Are
jealousy
you
and
even
envy are not the
capable of
same
having this
thing.
let's
conversation?
keep going with your logic. Keep going. Keep going.
What actions follows behind jealousy? What do you do to somebody when you're jealous?
Answer it so we can move on with this conversation.
I'm asking you. You said that envy, womb envy, is a made up thing, right?
Amber, the host wants you to just go on with it and stop questioning him
All right,
because
cool.
it's dragging.
So basically, what happens, right, when it is you are jealous of somebody, you basically tend to hate that person. You form a sort of hatred towards that person, right? You tend to want to do things to that person or be in somebody else's shoes when you're jealous of somebody, right? So that is basically what it is, right? You men are literally jealous of women with the
You just
ability to feel
wait. You
life.
just said all of that to still be wrong. Right? This is why I'm saying what you're wrong. Because
What?
right
How am
from
I
listen,
wrong
listen, listen.
about
Hold on,
that?
hold on, hold on. From what you just said, right? You said men basically are envious, right? They want to switch positions with women. So you're telling
Yeah.
me. So where is this is the thing, right? So what men is saying besides the T community is saying they want to switch
Don't
places.
don't 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 don't
Want
don't
to
don't
switch.
even do that.
Hold
Don't
on.
even go
Hold
there.
on. I'm
Don't
not going
even
there.
go
I'm
there.
not going there. Hold on. Stick to the conversation. Like what men is saying that they want to give birth. Like that's like once again I get it if we're talking about a specific group of men, right? I
Well,
wouldn't even
hold
argue.
up real quick, because y'all all over the place. It's not about men saying it, right? Because men are not going to say it. We're talking about the behaviors. We're talking about men's obsession with women's reproduction. The fact that men make laws. Men want to control women's reproduction. Men get upset about the fact that a woman can get pregnant and she gets to choose whether or not she gets to have that baby or not. We're talking about the action.
But that doesn't make sense because
What do you mean
we're
it doesn't make sense and it
hold
happens?
on, hold on, hold. Let me tell you why it doesn't make sense. Don't just go to running your mouth. The reason why it don't make sense, right? Because a woman having a baby, right? That especially if it's the man's baby, right? Obviously, it has repercussions for that man. So obviously, he's gonna feel some type of way about the situation. Like, why are we acting as if that's not?
No. That can be valid. That's the whole point. There's repercussions on it. And he feels some type of way because he lacks the control of doing anything about it.
Yeah,
But yeah, but hold up. That's just the thing. The repercussions is what he fears, but because it's her body, because she's the one creating her life, ain't shit he can do about it.
yeah, okay, but so that would have nothing to do with like I'm trying to understand how that means he's jealous of her being able to give life. I'm trying to understand the correlation between that because that doesn't make sense.
I don't
Like
think he's jealous of
him
giving life.
feeling
I think
him
that
not liking the situation that he's in because he got her pregnant and we have laws and all that bullshit doesn't make sense, especially since hold on, and especially since it doesn't make sense because all of these things you're talking about, like when it comes to women being able to give birth, men are the ones that hold that position, which means if men were quote unquote jealous, they can literally change it with a snap of a finger. I don't understand how that would even make sense.
Hold on real quick. Sage, you can turn it back on. I got it on sub only.
We could talk, or you
Yeah,
good?
go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I ain't want to interrupt you. I'm trying to behave. But like I said, it honestly don't make sense, and I don't think
So
none of
let
you guys
me ask
can.
you a question. Why do you think men make laws controlling women's reproductive rights?
Oh, that's easy because there's a lot of reasons, right? But the main reason is religious reasons, and it's not just men. I don't know why we keep doing this men thing. It's not a man thing, but overall, it's a religion thing, right? It's that's typically what
Hold
it is.
up, flashy.
But
What's
Flashy,
up?
you say yourself
bro,
that hold up. You acknowledge that we live in a patriarchy.
Yeah, because
So
patriarchy is natural.
hold up. If we live in a patriarchy, which is a male dominated society, it's fair to say that men are the ones creating the laws, flashy.
Obviously,
So why would you sit there and say it's not the
no,
men?
but when we talk about the patriarchy, right, for what it is right now, right, women have the ability to get in those certain positions. So to say as if it's only men, it doesn't make sense because the people that vote for it, literally, there's women in the like that. That doesn't make sense at all.
It makes sense. And you talking about the collective? It makes sense.
No, as a
Because
collective, yeah, but
no,
then
no,
you're still
no, no. If you
disregarding.
want to talk about a few fundamentalist women who are in a bunch, all right, you got it. But it collectively is going to be men.
Yeah. Collectively, it's gonna always be men having the position of power for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, I got it on sub only. That's why.
But yeah, it could be men are in power for multitude of reasons, right? It could be because it's a man's world and women are just living it, or because there's women that don't really want to see
Why do
women
you
in
think
power.
men? Why do you think it need to be a man's world?
Why do I think it needs to be?
Uh-huh.
Because only men have the ability to actually make the world go forward. Because only men are able to make those tough decisions. Because if it was up to you said what's the tough decisions?
what's the
That's
tough
easy.
decisions?
That's easy, right? To take and oppose your will upon nature.
To take on a
that's how
whole,
we
what will
progress
upon
in life.
nature?
You said what?
So
Elaborate.
survival?
Elaborate.
No, no,
Are
no,
you
no,
talking
no, no,
about
no, no,
survival?
not survival. Survival is just getting by.
Elaborate.
To thrive, you have to take, right? For an example, we have skyscrapers, we have all of these things, right? Even though nature gave us water, fruits, and food to eat, right? Men said, no, that's not enough. I want more. And because of that, we are where we are now. Good and bad, right? We could say some of the good shit and some of the bad shit. Women would have been cool just walking around barefooted and pregnant. They would have been
You
cool with that shit.
think?
I
Who's
know.
they?
Because
Who's
when I hold
they?
on,
I know this to be
because
factual.
hold on, Flashy. Let me tell you why I disagree. Have you ever seen a man's bachelor pad?
Yes, I'm a man.
Yeah,
And have you seen my
it looked
shit?
like shit. But
Mm, you're
Flashy,
talking about
hold
broke niggas. That
on,
don't count. Broke niggas can't afford all that fancy shit. That's not a valid
hold
argument.
on, Flashy, hold on. Do you think most men think like you? Honestly,
If they have the resources, yes. Have you ever seen a man with money bachelor pass? Like not these broke dudes. If you're broke, you're broke.
yeah, I have. And
Eh,
they and oftentimes they get a woman to help them decorate or make it better.
that might be true. So that might definitely happen. I'm not even gonna say that doesn't, but like a man that has money, you telling me his pad is gonna be looking like a broke dude's, which means his TV on the floor, his bed on the ground. Like that's not let's be real, that's not the norm at all. Like
All I'm saying is that women come in and make it better.
no, I agree. I would never discredit women. Definitely makes the world way more entertaining. They make it way more better to live in. I get that, but when we're talking about opposing your will on society, like nature, men have that ability because women
But
come
that's
in.
the problem.
That's
But that's the
you.
interesting part, though, because like, why is it that women are okay with just nature in itself, but men need more than it? What is it?
Honestly,
What is it about existing in nature that makes men feel like they have to have more? Why is it
well,
not enough?
that's easy, right? There's a facet of reasons. We could say religion. That's one. That's the obvious one, right? We could say greed, because greed drives a lot of men, right? It's always more, more, more. For an example, right? You build a house. If you have a family, you want a bigger house. You want more land, and
No, I
then
got
more.
to greed. So okay, so the question then is, why is it that nature is enough for women, but it's not enough for men?
Honestly, I really don't know. I want to say it's biology, but honestly, that's not something you can really fact check. Honestly, but I know for matter of fact, you actually can, because men are more primal, so it's more of a like king of the jungle type of shit. You feel me?
But that's untrue. That's not gender specific. I think that's person specific. Like there
No,
are
no, that's
women
cap. That's
and
cap.
men
That's cap.
who
The brain
want
definitely is wired differently. Let's please
it's
don't do that,
hold
man.
on, hold on. There's women and there's men who would rather be more nature minded and want society to run more nature like, right? And the way what you're describing is a more city urban atmosphere, skyscrapers, things like that, because you don't find skyscrapers in the middle of nowhere nature
Obviously,
countryside,
obviously,
right? So
but
there are people who enjoy one side and there are people who enjoy the other side.
I
That's
agree.
not a gender thing. That's
But
more of a
It
person
is.
no,
thing.
no, no. Wait, that still is. Wait, hold on. That's
According to
still a gender
statistics, though,
thing,
men
because
are more primal. That's according.
what you failing to realize, right? We understand,
And
right?
the funny thing is, like, and
Damn, I
y'all
gotta
can look
finish.
this up.
Are you
The
gonna say
funny
most
thing
stats are
is
made by
that
men too?
no, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say women thrive better in nature. So if that's what you're saying,
I'm not
like
disagreeing with that. I'm not arguing
Tara,
that at
didn't she
all.
say
Yeah, that's a study where
I'm not.
they it's because flash show like, well, how do you measure it, right? They basically measured like the cortisol levels for men and women, and in nature, women cortisol levels decrease,
Yeah, I'm not
but it
arguing that.
doesn't
That's
really
valid. That
impact
would
on
make
men.
sense.
Hold up, let me finish it. Men's cortisol levels decrease in urban environments, right? Because in an urban environment, men have status. In nature, they don't.
What?
Is that even
No,
stat? Is that even statistical? Or is that just your opinion?
no, it's a study. I'm
I'm
referring
saying
to
but what you just added, saying at the end, is that even statistical? Or did you just add that in?
Oh, the part about the status? No, yeah, because the status men have under patriarchy doesn't exist in nature.
Yeah,
That's
but I'm
what.
saying,
What?
did the study
Come
say that?
on, Tara.
The
Come on,
study
don't do
didn't say
that,
that. You
bro.
just added that. That's what I'm saying.
Like that doesn't make sense because like the patriarchy is literally the world. Like it don't matter if you're in the
It's like a
city, the
collective.
country.
No. It's a collection. Like men need other men to exist within a patriarchy. That's why I wanted to
What?
obsess.
Huh?
This is
It's a
why
fact,
men
though.
obsess over doomsday and like zombie apocalypse. It's like if this society was to fail, how will we exist? We'll be able to exist. And then men go straight to, well, this is how I would survive with I would go with weapons and protect myself. They're not thinking like, okay, we can just reestablish a community, make sure we have our basic needs, and then ensure our safety that way.
Isn't that what the men are saying too? You just said men are explaining how they'd survive.
Wait, what?
No, you're
What do
missing
you
it.
mean?
It's like y'all not understanding the nature.
Nah,
Part.
it's because what you're saying is you're just going solely off of what you feel. You
No,
said
I'm not.
you gave
No,
a
it's
study,
not.
but
It's
then
not
you
what I
added
said.
what you wanted at the end of the study. That wasn't in the
No.
study. That men are more, what's it called? They have to thrive off status. That's not in the study. You added that.
What, Tara?
No,
Like when you talk about
Hold
patriarchy,
up.
right?
Hold up, sir.
My bad.
If it's a hierarchy in the urban environment, in a city, men have status. Men have
Women-
a higher status. Hold up, sir.
All right.
In an urban environment, if we think about the cities that humans built, men have a higher status. In nature, that's not the case, which is why men's cortisol levels are rise in nature. They feel more peace in cities where they have that status. I don't understand why that's like any pushback.
But this is what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense because you're talking about in nature, like which means if a man is by himself, because if we're talking about nature, I would assume we're talking about a man by himself, which means no other men, no other women. Like I don't see how that would even be an argument or why that would even matter. But if it's outside the city in the country, and there's still going to be a patriarchy, there's still going to be a hierarchy, it's still going to be the man. It's not going to be like it doesn't switch off.
It doesn't exist the same in nature. Is my point.
Patriarchy, from what you keep saying, right? Patriarchy is simply a hierarchy, which means if we go outside the city and we're in a farm life, the man is still at the top of the hierarchy.
All right. You think about farm life, right? Even though like when it comes to cultivating agriculture, that was like something women did, right? What I'm saying
That's
is
not factually accurate at all.
The fact that y'all are ignoring that in the artificial cities that humans invent, men have a higher status. In nature, that does not necessarily apply.
Why are you throwing this caveat? Not necessarily, but it's like even if you're trying not necessarily, but it still applies. Like there's like even when before we like if you go outside of, for example, even the Amish, right? Those are country folks basically. There's still a hierarchy. The man at the top. Like I don't understand where we're getting this.
I don't think you realize what I'm talking about when I say nature, though. To be honest,
so
now you focus on the Amish. You
so
may not
elaborate. Let me help me understand what you mean by nature.
We're talking about when she says nature, we're talking about when humans lived before society, before organized religion, before organized anything, before society organized itself into a patriarchy. We're talking about when humans
lived, always a patriarchy.
Hold on, sir. When humans lived like animals, when humans lived just like the wild animals, when we lived in nature, we had our tribes, we had our forests, we did that, we hunted for our food. That's what she's talking about.
There was still a hierarchy
there was no but the hierarchy did not necessarily represent patriarchy.
But here's the key point to it. Because women form communities, women are going to be safer in nature. Men, idea in nature is like on an individual level, how big a tool and be able to survive. That's why your cortisol levels are higher because you're thinking about your survival.
Right.
In a way that women in nature literally would build communities.
So I just looked it up.
Wait, how does that? Wait, hold on.
So
how does that make sense?
I just looked it up, and statistically, men thrive more in nature environments, and I can give you the resource to it too, because we thrive more in high stress environments with nature.
I don't need the source. I already read the study. I don't.
What's the study?
What's the study? Give us a study then. And who's the study backed by? Is it EDU? Is it an org?
Let me just on this. My bad, y'all.
Is it a .gov? Is it an EDU? Or is it just a?
That shit crazy.
Because I got .govs. I got the .govs and the EDUs, the reputable ones. I don't know which one you have.
No, what I'm saying is I'd rather get back to womb envy. I don't care.
No, I'm saying though, if you're the one making the claim, you got to back up the source. You got to
I
back up
don't.
the source of
That's the
what you
thing. I
say.
don't have to. I don't have to. I don't want
Do
to.
you not have to? Do you not want to because where the source is coming from? See what I'm saying? You can't.
No, she
That's
doesn't
that's
want
not
to
genuine.
Lynn know
because
what
she
I'm talking
doesn't
about.
have
That's
to.
I
just not
literally
genuine.
sent.
Then
Hold
that's
up.
not genuine for the argument
Sir,
at all.
hold up. I literally sent the article to Lynn. We did a whole live on the topic. I don't wish to go do the research to find the article that I had before that we read and talked about. I don't want to because that's not the topic, sir.
It is. That's a part of what we're talking about. What do you mean?
No, I actually brought it up and she's
It's
the
still a
host,
part
so
of
if
what
she
we're
wants
talking
to go
about.
back.
Yeah.
Sir,
We've been
okay,
talking
if
about
you want to talk
nature and
about,
men. We've been talking about that for the
sir,
last 20.
sir, if you want to have that conversation,
It's the same
you can drop
conversation.
down from the panel and start a live.
It's the literal same conversation we're having right
Or
now
you
about
can,
men
That's you.
about men surviving more in nature.
that
It
was cute.
applies
Was
to the
that like a
topic at
little
hand.
sunset?
You said summer solstice.
Okay. Can you answer the prompt, sir?
That is a part of the prompt. What the fuck? Y'all running from the
Sir,
evidence, yo. That's a part of the prompt. Y'all just can't give the evidence to back it up.
sir, we hosted an entire live about it. We're
And you
not running
can't
from the
and you can't
evidence.
easily provide a source. It's that hard to provide a source?
Is it that hard to move the fuck on when the host and the moderator told you to move the fuck on? Damn.
No, it's that hard
It
to get the
is.
source
He
because
said
the
he
source.
gotta win, and he
I
just
ain't
want
gonna lie.
to.
Hold on. Let's just reset and go back to the original thing before we. Cause even though I agree with you, what you're saying, we was basically talking about it. But let's go reset back to the womb
So,
envy.
there are
So
source that
hold on,
backs
hold
up
on.
the haters claim. Just
Damn,
saying.
can I finish talking? Damn, my mouth is still
No,
moving. Oh, this the type
because we
of
already
setup.
said we was gonna
Same
move
thing.
on
Only
from
she
the
can talk,
topic.
This the
gang.
type of
Let us
setup.
move
Damn, I
on.
was
Hold
talking
on.
shit.
We're gonna move
Hold
on.
on, y'all. Hold on. We're gonna reset. Saying, would you like to respond to the prompt?
Okay. I thought we just were. So if I bring up that again, is that not a part of the prompt?
If you bring up that again, I'm going to drop you.
See what I'm saying? Oh
God
my
damn.
gosh. Okay, so let's talk about. Y'all were talking about abortion, how men want to control women's bodies and stuff like that. With that, so how does that tie with having envy if someone doesn't want their child to be executed? I'm not understanding that. How do you want to have?
Do you agree or disagree with the prompt?
I disagree. Why would we have
Why do you
envy?
disagree?
Because why would a man envy? Unless you're a part of what the dude was saying, the other community. Why would a man want to be a woman or envy a woman's womb? Why would a man want to give birth? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't fly.
Why wouldn't a man want to give birth?
Could
That
you
shit
name? Could
hurt.
you name
Y'all
one man?
getting paid. Why the fuck would you
Could
want
you
that?
name one man? Could you name one man on earth besides someone who is a part of the LGBTQ that wants to give birth? That's a man.
Sane.
But tell
Answer the
me why a
question.
man. Can you
Now
tell
you
me
gotta
why
answer
a
the question.
man?
You gotta answer the
I can tell
question.
you.
Yes.
I can
No,
tell you
I'm
that.
Have you
taking you
met one? Have
somewhere.
you met
Okay,
one?
Flashy. What? Why wouldn't a man want to give birth?
First, that shit look painful as fuck. We see how y'all complain about it, so we don't want that shit for ourselves. Like,
But we agree, men are the weaker vessel. Of course you don't.
when it comes to that shit, I guess, but that wouldn't even you can't even really factor that in because you guys have things that built you guys to be prepared for that shit. We don't, so that wouldn't even make
Men
sense.
have a lower pain tolerance.
So
I'm not gonna disagree with that because I ain't gonna lie. Women that be getting tattoos, they be eating that shit up. I be in my feelings about the shit, so I wouldn't even push back on that. But yeah, so back to your question, Lynn. Yeah, men would not want that shit because that shit looks painful as fuck. And yeah, it looks painful and uncomfortable. Like that shit ain't nothing. It's beautiful. The idea of it, you bring a life into the world. Cool. Shout out to y'all. Y'all do y'all big ones. But if someone asks us right now, would we want to switch places with them? I don't think any man besides that community would say yes to that. At the fuck off.
But okay, two things. I don't think the community want to switch places with women
They've
in
said it.
regards to the playing aspect, right? But
The baby
the
aspect?
part,
Yeah, because they
the
said
pain
they said
aspect
it.
of
Yeah,
getting
pain.
birth.
No, they definitely said it. They definitely say that shit.
You
Okay,
must not know gay men.
but
No, not
the
that. No. When I say that, man, I'm talking about the ones that the T men that want to become women. Like they definitely be having womb envy for
you
sure.
mean T women?
You said what?
See women.
Yeah, T women, them. That's what I'm talking about. Them. I'm not talking about the G's. I'm talking about the T women. They definitely have that shit for sure. But we're talking about. I would assume we're talking about heterosexual men. If we're talking about heterosexual men, then I'm in this argument. If we're talking about T people. Oh, then yeah, y'all got it. Y'all won. Ain't even no argument. I ain't gotta go back and
So
forth
for
with
taking
y'all.
this argument, let's talk about the heterosexual man.
Okay, so if we're talking about the heterosexual, then fuck no, because that shit look painful, painful and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't even think no one on this panel can name a heterosexual man that said they want to give birth.
So
But see,
are you
here's what.
pro?
Go
I
ahead.
just want to know: are you pro life or pro
Oh, I'm
choice?
pro-choice. Fuck them kids.
I'm pro-life. I'm a Christian.
I'm a Christian too, but man, fuck them kids.
I
See
mean,
that?
God would say
See,
otherwise.
men like saying piss me off because you just said you wouldn't want that for yourself because it's painful. It might unalive you. Can we agree on that? The men on
For
the
sure, for
panel,
sure, for
both of
sure,
y'all.
for sure, definitely.
But Sane thinks it's okay to force people to do that.
How do you force someone to give birth if they sat down and lied down to have sex and consented to having a baby? What are you
Oh,
talking about?
I'll
Right.
get into this. So
So
there was a
I want to
woman.
know: do you believe in prison reform?
What do you mean prison? As in, yeah, of course.
Okay, but why? When those men sat there, committed crimes, and now they in jail, they
Because
deserve
people
whatever
can
they got
change.
coming to
Because
them.
you can change. That's why.
Oh, okay, got it. When you a prisoner committing crimes,
What does this have
you
to do
can
with the crime?
change,
What does this
Then
have to do with the
everything
crime?
but
else.
not.
What does it
Got
have to
it.
do with abortion? What does it have to do with
No,
I
abortion?
ain't
no
gonna lie,
further
Lynn.
question, Your
You
Honor.
reaching,
What does
you
that have
I'll
to do
reaching
with
just
on
say,
us,
abortion?
Lynn. I ain't gonna lie,
well,
you
I'll
kind of
say
reaching
I
on
don't
this
know.
that.
though.
What does it have to do with
Oh,
abortion?
because
Real
you
quick.
think it's very clear. You think that men could be redeemed even when they do horrible crimes. Before a
Yeah,
woman,
women
hold up,
too.
no, hold up, sir, hold up. So you think that if a woman becomes pregnant, she needs to bear the
No lie.
consequences?
But prison reform isn't just for men though. Women also go to prison too. I know you. I hope you guys didn't forget that. Like it's not just a men thing.
That's not
Prison,
no, that's not the point. She's talking about his lack of empathy towards women.
How do I
but
have a lack of empathy for women because I want them to, what? Because I don't want them to I have empathy for the child that's getting mutilated in the womb. What are we talking
So,
about?
so
Not a
What?
child.
It's not a child. What is it then?
It's a fetus.
What species is the fetus?
It's a fetus.
What species is the fetus? You heard what I said. What species is the fetus?
A lot of
Sir, do you
fetuses.
understand that
Now,
there
hold
are
on. I'm asking her a
stages? Hold
question. What
on,
species
hold
is the fetus?
on, hold on. There are stages that you go through during pregnancy, and those stages, the life child zygote, whatever, at what point, whatever stage it is, they have a name for it. There are medical terms. A child is a human that is actually born,
it's a
that is
It's
human
human.
actually
regardless.
out of your body.
It's a human
But
It's a
regardless.
there,
human regardless. What are we talking about? There's no other species it could be. It's a human. This is science, basic science. You can't even go against that.
Yeah,
Even
Lynn.
if
I
you
ain't gonna lie.
wanted
You
to.
was tripping on that one, Lynn. I ain't
Even
gonna
if you
lie.
wanted to go against that, you couldn't. Science backs up everything. What are you talking about?
it is
That's
not
just
a self.
illogical.
Hold on. Okay, we can go into the anecdotal. Oh, I'm sorry, Tara.
Now go ahead.
No,
Anecdotal. It's literally
hold on.
basic biology.
Can I finish, or are you gonna talk over me because
It's
you're
not
not
a. It's not
saying?
a
Hold up,
Are you
fetus.
gonna
hold
talk?
up, hold up, y'all. Go ahead.
Like we can get into the analyticals of what it is or what it isn't. Well, the point is it cannot sustain itself outside of the mother.
A
If
2-year-old
it's
couldn't either.
hold on, sir.
What are you
If
talking
it's
about?
still if the mother is still pregnant with that said child, still providing the oxygen, the food through the body, through her stomach, through her organs, giving the child life, like sustaining its life, it is not a human being. It is
Yes, it
not.
is.
Can I finish? It is not a self-sustaining living human being that is breathing air on its own. It is not.
Okay, so a
It,
2-year-old
it
still
is.
has to
It is
rely on
technically.
the 2-year-old has to
Listen.
rely
It
on
is
the mother as
technically.
well. So
It's
what's the
technically a
difference?
parasitical. Technically a parasite.
Here's the
No,
thing,
it's not
though.
technically a parasite. I've
Hold
heard the
up,
argument
hold
before. A parasite
up,
has to be
hold
something besides
up,
its host.
sir. Here's the thing.
What?
Doesn't matter, sir. The
It
whole
does
point.
matter because y'all are spitting out wrong
Hold up a
information.
second. Hold up. The fact that you're obsessing over whether or not woman should carry that baby to term when that should be her right is based in womb envy. You want to have a say in the creation of this life. That's
That
the whole
doesn't make
point.
sense.
That makes zero sense.
You
Yeah.
realize what you're saying? Hold on, let me respond. You realize why that doesn't make sense? Because you guys talking about it should be the woman's choice if she wants to A B it, right? But you're forcing someone to do something that they would, if depending on what state you're in, would be deemed as illegal. So you want to force that person to break a law for you? Like,
That's
how
the
does that make
point.
sense?
No. Why would men make the law in the first place? It's like
It's
I
Probably
don't
because they
understand
don't
why
want
people
to see
feel.
children getting murdered. I'm not understanding how y'all cannot see the
It's
morality in it.
not
What is it
It's
then?
not a child.
What is it? Is it a human?
Hey Lynn, do me a favor. Go on YouTube. Watch how it actually look at the video. What it actually looks like when what an AB looks like.
Exactly. Like, I'm not
Watch.
understanding.
No, fuck the picture. Go watch what the video actually looks like.
Can't
It's
even show
actually
it.
if you're still standing behind that.
Of course they're gonna stand behind it, bro.
No. I know for a fact they're not standing
I
behind that
promise you
shit.
they'll stand behind it. That's what
So,
the Illuminati does.
I know
promise you
for a
they'll stand behind
fact
so
if they're
I've seen
standing for
it's
women
not.
like they claim they is,
it.
they're
Promise you,
not.
if they look it up, they're gonna stand
I've
behind
seen a video.
it.
I've seen a video of an AV take place, but you guys are incredibly misinformed, and you
This-
guys also, yeah,
You have yet to give a
same. Calm
stat of
down.
anything. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. Calm down,
Very calm,
calm
but you have yet
down.
to give a stat and you're saying we're
Okay,
wrong?
okay. Be quiet, please.
What I'm
Um,
talking about.
there are women who are actually losing the ability to be able to give birth to children, not even because they want to get rid of their children,
Talking about
simply
infertility?
because during the no, stupid, I'm talking about shut the fuck up so I can
I mean, you
finish.
monologuing, my bad.
No, I'm explaining. I'm giving context to the explanation. Zip it. There are women who have pregnancies, such as ectopic pregnancies or just plain miscarriages, who require a DNC after miscarriage or a tubal pregnancy. And because they live in those states with stupid pseudo Christians like you all, they are not able to get the health care that they need. My friend who I work with actually carries scar tissue from July to December because she lived in a state that would not allow her to have a DNC after she was pregnant with twins and she lost her babies. Her and her fiance lost their babies and they would not give her the proper medical care because of abortion laws, and now she has scar tissue on her uterus and she's not able to have children, and she's married. So you fucktards who thought that you were imposing Christianity and God's will upon motherfuckers are actually scarring and harming people for life. And you do not form a child. It's not even an embryo. It's not even an embryo beyond 9 weeks, right? 9 weeks and above is embryonic stage. Most people have abortions 9 weeks and below, before a child is even before a baby, a zygote, whatever, is even an embryo,
Human
before
regardless.
it even forms organs. It doesn't
That's the
even have
problem. It's a human
organs.
regardless, yet you don't see it as that. You
It
see it as
doesn't.
something else.
No,
That's disgusting.
no,
But
because the
Lynn, do
mother
you
is
see?
also a human, and
But do you see
now
why
Other
that
humans
doesn't
too.
make
now
sense?
she suffered.
So okay,
But
let's
do you
talk
see
No,
why
about
that
this.
doesn't make sense,
Let's talk
Lynn?
about this then. Why do
no,
people lay
I
down?
don't, because
Why
I
do two
said
people
it.
lay down? Why do two people lay down, have
Again, the
sex,
same
knowing?
thing.
Hold
Your
on, I'm still talking.
obsession.
Hold on.
I don't have to talk over you. I'm gonna mute you. Your obsession with saying whether or not the woman should have a child is womb envy in itself. That's the whole point. I don't understand. Like, that's the womb envy. You cannot create a life. You cannot sustain a life in your body, sir. But you want there to be laws. You wanted women to be punished for it because your womb envy, sir. That's the whole fucking point.
Punished is crazy.
That's
So
how he said it. He
If
said
you
you
act,
need to bear the consequences of laying down and having sex.
well,
I said if you
that's
sit
kind of
down, if you
that's
sit
what
down
being
and
an
lay and
adult
have
is.
sex, you can sit to the fact that you may have a possibility of having a child. Then when the child comes up, everyone acts so surprised and like, "Oh, I can't have this child." Why did you sit down and
That's
do the
the
deed then?
point. That's literally the point.
So y'all are
Do you
doing
think?
it. So y'all
No,
are
you
doing it
think
out
it
of.
should be
So
a
y'all are doing
punishment?
abortions out of convenience then, and that's according to the stats.
Yes.
99% of abortions are convenient. I mean, out of convenience because they don't want it, or because they just don't want it, or it's too Oh, I want to
So
go live my life. I
what?
want to this, and that. The
So
1% is
what? Why?
what
What
so
is it?
what?
All
You're
right.
not,
If it's not womb envy, what is it to you that a woman decides she want to have an abortion out of convenience? Who cares?
Out of what do you wait? Why do you keep
Hold on, hold on, because that's the point Shane is making. If a woman decides I want to have an abortion out of convenience, even though it's not the case, I'm gonna go with your argument. What is it to you?
to me as a Christian, as a follower of Christ, I have to stand on God's word. I have to. It says if you.
They
What's it
be
called?
hunching before marriage, talking about Christianity.
Right.
Exactly. I don't baby hunt before marriage. I'm celibate.
Like, no one cares about that storybook. No
But
one.
let him answer the question.
You
though.
don't care. You don't care. There's millions who care. So
And there's millions who don't. So your point.
There's not millions who don't. I don't know what you mean.
Oh.
Well, the Christian God is a child murderer. Did you know that?
Oh, brother, here we go. Where's the
Did you
verse?
know that God
He gives life.
murdered?
He can take it. What's your point?
Didn't you?
Yeah, God murdered 34 kids for
God
calling
gives
a
life, so why
man.
can't he take it? Explain that.
So women give life. Why can't they take it?
Because we said y'all can't.
God said you
That's
can.
funny.
God gives life. Like what?
Not
That's
in
the.
Huh?
California, baby.
What are we talking about?
I don't know what that meant.
Um,
I don't either.
Oh, that means you could do ABs. Oh, good job,
Yeah, you
congratulations.
can
That's
yeah,
such a good.
you can kill children. So amazing. Like, what?
yeah.
This
So
is
did
what I'm talking
God.
about. You just
I'm just so
celebrated
happy
being able
because
to
Of
abort
I'm in
kids.
Christ.
This is what
California.
I'm
I'm just a
talking about. You
follower.
just
I'm just a
celebrated.
follower of Christ.
This is what
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking about.
celebrate it like God
This is
did.
what I'm
It's
talking about.
supposed to
That's
be
it. I ain't gonna
God,
lie
Lynn.
though.
This
I
is
ain't
God,
gonna lie though.
exactly what I'm talking
Sarah,
about, bro.
Lynn, it's
Hey, bro, I
Sarah,
supposed to
clocked in,
be.
man.
Sarah.
But you
Hold
funny
on,
as hell.
TD, hold on. God killed unalive 34 children for calling a man bald head, but
How
I
about the
can't.
hairline?
Yeah, but I can't AB a kid because I don't want to have a baby by a bald head man. You see?
Lynn,
He
it's
said,
always.
and then he analyzed them kids with a bear. Like he sent a bear to attack 34 kids for calling a man bald head. And this motherfucker up here talking about God getting life. He was like,
I ain't gonna lie, that was funny as hell. I ain't
They
gonna lie.
also act like that same God didn't go around unaliving the firstborns of Egypt just because he was mad. Like he was pissed off and irritated because the Egyptians weren't going to give they weren't going to give up
Because they were
slavery.
worshiping
Hold
false
on,
gods
hold on.
and
They were
killing
mad
people.
that the Egyptians weren't going to give up slavery, so he went around unaliving the firstborn of every Egyptian family just because he didn't get his way. But
What's your point?
we're supposed to take the Bible seriously. Get up.
So God gives life. He can take life. What's your point?
yeah, so do we.
You don't give life.
What's your point?
That's a.
What's
In
your
the Bible, it
point?
says,
Well,
"I
hold
knew
on. Let's
you
go
before I
back to bring
formed
the
you in the
conversation
womb."
full circle because talking about religion is gonna it's faith against
There's people
non-believers.
talking
It's kind
Bible
of
and they don't
pointless.
even know the scripture. This is
It's
crazy.
pointless. It's pointless.
I
It's
know the
pointless to.
scripture, baby. You don't know the
You talking
scripture.
about a
Do
bald
you
headed?
know
You
the
talking about God letting a bear maul children? And know the scripture. This is
It's
crazy.
pointless. It's pointless.
I
It's
know the
pointless to.
scripture, baby. You don't know the
You talking
scripture.
about a
Do
bald
you
headed?
know
You talking about God letting a bear maul children? I mean, teenagers.
Yeah. No, they were children.
They were
That's
teenagers.
irrelevant. Let's go back to the conversation. Let's go back to the
Well,
conversation.
yeah, he did it. You didn't even know he did
I
it.
did know. I've
You
been knowing
said,
that
you
story. What are
said,
you
show me
talking
the
about?
scripture. You went on
I didn't say
Teacup to
show me the
look at it
scripture. I said y'all
yourself.
talking scripture and don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
I
Because you're
know what
talking
I'm
about
talking
God
about.
taking life.
Hey
Also,
Who
Lynn.
can
I
take
know
Hey
what I'm
life
talking
and
Lynn.
give
about. Is to mind their own business.
it.
And
And look at you up here in
And
other people's
it tells
business. Look at you up here in other people's
They
business. Y'all
also say
Christians
when men are
love
speaking, women should
disobeying
stop
the
talking.
Bible.
They also say
Never
Where
when
it
said
men
say
are
that.
that?
speaking, women should
Where
stop
it say
talking.
that?
Never said that.
Where
I'd
it say
love to see
that?
scripture.
For real, I'm telling you.
I'd
Where it
love
say?
to.
For real, I'm telling you.
I'd
Where it
love
say
to see a
that?
scripture
Because
verse
I
that
know the
says that.
scripture that say that that
I'm
Christians
trying
should
to
mind
talk
their
about
own
First
business.
Corinthians.
So what about the scripture that says that if anyone sheds innocent blood, then what's it called? That God hates them. What about that scripture? God
Okay,
hates.
God hate
So I'm
himself
saying
then.
this:
What is he talking about?
God hates. He hates the action. Yes, he hates that people shed innocent blood. Of
So he
course.
hates himself.
You said what?
So he hates himself.
He doesn't shed innocent blood. What are you talking about?
I just
But let's go
told
back
you
to the
he
prompt. This is not
unalive
Bible study.
Who
This is
said
34
they
not
were
Bible study.
innocent?
children.
Who said they were innocent? What are you talking about?
They
Let,
made
They
All
what? I
right,
said who
guys.
said
All
they were
right,
innocent?
guys.
You have
We
no
could go
answer.
back to the prompt, please. Thanks.
like I said,
It's
man.
funny. It's funny because damn, my shit went out for a while, but Sane is demonstrating womb envy in real time,
Yeah, I'm
and
out. It's not making no sense.
All right,
Come on,
Flashy,
it's too
that's
much.
fine.
It's not making no
No,
sense.
don't you don't have to announce your exit. Just go. But I think it's interesting. Like in real time, you like demonstrating your womb envy because you like no, because you can't get pregnant, but you feel like you should have a say so whether women can get pregnant or not. It literally is the whole point about the womb envy.
Well, yeah, we do have a say so.
No, you don't.
We do.
Well,
Y'all
No.
don't get.
okay.
No.
Let
Hold
me
up.
tell. Let me tell you
Why?
why.
Hold up. Hold up. Why do y'all have a say so?
Let me tell you why. Because you guys don't get pregnant without us. Like I know you guys
Okay.
like to skip that step and go straight to we make the babies. We don't need a man. Blah blah blah. But without us, because I
Hold up,
remember.
y'all. Birdie,
I
you a troll. Hold up, Birdie, you a troll.
I'm not a troll.
All right,
I'm not a
y'all.
troll. I
All right,
promise I'm not a troll.
you
I
can
just
go.
like,
It's fine. You can go after Flashy. Go ahead,
But yeah,
Flashy.
like last time I remember, it takes two to make a baby. But all of a sudden, we're just saying fuck that for the sake of this conversation, for the sake of just wanting to say you're right. We're gonna act as if it
No, we're
doesn't.
talking about the pregnancy, Flashy. That's the problem. We're talking about pregnancy in
Yeah,
itself.
but you don't get to pregnancy without
No,
the
no, no,
first.
no. Flashy. You focus, sir.
Okay,
You
okay. So boom. So she's
no, no, no,
pregnant.
no.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
a
skipping.
woman
I'm
is
skipping
pregnant.
the first part.
Pause for a second. If
You
a
said
woman
what?
is pregnant, it's her body. She's pregnant.
It,
What?
it's it, it's not just
Who
her body though.
is she?
What?
It is her body. Who made the laws stating that she has to get permission to get an abortion? Who's
That
making those laws?
whoever's in those positions of power. But what we have to realize, or we're negating,
Don't
is
gloss over that. Don't gloss over
no,
that.
no. But wait, hold on. Hold on. I got you. I got you. But what we're failing to realize, we live in a society that has rules. Like so, it like that. We don't live in a time period where people could just move freely and do whatever they want. That's not where we live
That's
in.
the
So
point. Who's making the rules and why are the rules made?
men,
That's
because
concentrate.
we are the top of the food chain. Like it's
Okay,
kind
and why are men making? Okay, all
of
right.
because we're
Hey,
the top of the
hold
food
up,
chain.
real quick, because there are
So if we
men.
take y'all out,
these
you will no
white
longer
men
be
have
a
to
top
Hold
of the
make
food
up,
chain,
decisions.
right?
hold
But y'all
up.
can't though. Like that's
Oh,
a
all
make
right.
believe ass story.
Lloyd,
So
I
we could
know
take
I'm not
y'all
gonna
out.
start
But you
dropping
can't.
people. Hold up, y'all. Lloyd, I'm like trying to say something very simple. Here's the thing. There are men out there who willingly have multiple children by different women, recklessly are having children by multiple women. There are no laws on the books saying he has to get a vasectomy. There are no laws on the books for that. There's a reason why there's a law on the book for women having in their reproductive rights, but there's none for men.
Yeah,
And men are making those laws for a reason because they want to have control over the woman's womb.
I don't even disagree with that, right? I
That's
won't
the
even.
point. That's
No,
fine because that's the point.
but okay, so that would be a different. If you worded it that way, like men want control of women's, I would agree.
That's what
You
it says.
no,
Men want control of women, but I'm saying it's because of womb envy. That's
I,
literally what the background says.
but okay, I don't know if you like words have meanings. Womb envy means men are jealous of women for being able to give birth. Like that wouldn't make sense because that's a separate argument from what you saying men want to control women. If you say men want to control women, I will concede and say, yeah, you're absolutely right. They do. Men want to control women. Men want to control animals. Men want to control the nature. Other men, yeah, I would agree with you 100%. But you're saying men are jealous that women can give birth, and that's where you're losing most people. And that's when it becomes rage bait because no
It's
heterosexual man
not.
is saying,
No, it's
"I
not
hold on, let
rage
me
bait.
finish."
It's a fact. No, because no, I don't like when y'all say that because it's not rage bait. Literally, like I said, you could take my prompt. You can go to Google Scholar, type in my prompt, and thousands of fucking articles will pop up on this exact topic.
But once
Liberal
again,
moron.
Hold up, hold up.
if we're taking it for what it is, right, and we're simply talking about men wanting to control of women, I think everyone can agree to that. Right? I don't feel like that's a conversation. I don't even think that really needs to be a discussion. But if we're
Okay,
saying
so why would men want to control women, Flashy? What is
men
it
want
about women? Hold up, real quick. There has to be something specific
no
about women that men want to control them for. What makes women separate from men that men want to control that
men
woman?
control men also.
No, no, no. No, if we're talking just focus on why would men want to control women?
But you're not having a genuine conversation when you're saying that, because you're framing it as if men are only like exclusively trying to control women, when that's not the case. Men are trying to control water. They're
No,
trying to
I
control
would say that.
animals.
All right, that could be an argument too. Men want to control resources to have access to women. We had this conversation before, and you said you would take water from women if you couldn't have access to them. Like you said that.
I did. I remember the
The thing
conversation.
is, there's a lot of reasons why men want to control. But I'm saying specifically, the reason why men want to control women is because they won't envy. They want to have a say in whether or not women can create life. They want to have a say in it if women are forced to carry a baby to term. Like, that's what men want to do. But hold up real quick. Go ahead, Birdie.
I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought. But I was just gonna speak on like reproductive rights in general and how it like everyone should have the right to autonomy. And I feel like though like men especially who speak on termination speak from a really ignorant point of view. And I was someone who grew up in the child foster care system in Canada. And I just wish that people could see what I've seen. That I've seen the kids that were forced to be born, fetal alcohol syndrome, nobody, and they're institutionalized. And they're often, aged out onto the street, mentally ill, full of trauma, and nobody gives a fuck about them. And I wish that people wouldn't just look at the womb, the zygote, the fucking, like, who cares? What about the quality of life that person's gonna have? Like, that should matter too. If
Yeah,
that person is even wanted, should
yeah, I
matter.
agree because if men saying that they are worried about pregnancy because they care about the babies, and it should be
Yeah,
consistent. You should see that like it, even when the baby is born, it should be the same thing. But they fixate on the pregnancy that
yeah.
they have and not on the baby in itself. They
It's
don't
an
give a fuck about that.
obsession. Like, they can't see the forest for the trees. Like, it's a disconnect.
Go ahead, Puffs.
Hi y'all. I just wanted to put my 2 cents into this. I thought that the picture was really funny. Is that Lil Nas X?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's weird. But I agree with you because I think,
Nah, Lil Nas X glowing. But go ahead.
but yeah, I agree with you because when I hear men be like, "Oh, if I was you," because men will compliment me, right? And be like, "Oh, you're so bad, you're so this, you're so that, blah, blah, blah." And then some men will turn it on themselves and be like, "Oh, if I had that body, I'd be doing this, I'd be doing that, I'd be doing this." And it's just like, why they like secretly want to be a woman so that they can, I don't know, like express themselves the way we do. And then I try, because I be on panels and stuff, and I be trying to tell them, like, they want the qualities that we have because they think we have an easier life. But when I bring it to them that we survive through our life because y'all make it harder for us. Y'all hate that y'all are not us, so therefore you put rules and policies in place so that you block us from being the women that you think that we are. Like, they think that we just fuck anybody and we sorry, I shouldn't cuss. They think that we sleep with
Here's the
anybody,
thing.
that
No,
we
no. But here's the thing. They like a lot of these men like to think that if they was in a woman's position, like they would be real reserved. But it's interesting because once men say that, who was that? Dex sent me this video. These guys who basically said if they woke up with a coochie, they would go find somebody to ride that thing right away. And
literally, and they're just, it's so weird. Like, you think being a woman is just about letting somebody into your between your legs. That's what that when men say that, I literally be like, oh, you think being a woman is just sex? Like that's all you think it is. You think woman equates titties and ass. That's what you think
I
it
mean,
is.
I think when it comes down to it's like how they objectify women, so of course they going to.
Right. But they also objectify themselves because they don't see no worth in being a man. And that's another thing. They see no worth in being what they were born as, so they would rather project their self-hatred onto us because they're jealous, one, and two, they feel useless. They feel like yes, women are able to give life. What the fuck are we supposed to do? And I feel like that's truly why they want to control us so bad because they feel like if they were us, they would be fucking, I don't know, like giving birth every as much as possible.
But
But
that's
they
the thing. They want control. That's the thing. They want to have that
yeah.
option. And because they can't, they make laws to control women. What's up, Philly? Philly, you playing on the phone? You got something to say?
What's Somali Queen wrote
Go ahead, Paul. Hold up. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah, what's going on?
Good, good. So men want to control women because they have womb envy. That's actually pretty fun. Now, I want you. Huh?
I'm saying it's a fact. It's a fact.
Oh no! I want to get grasp with what the womb envy is. So I'm new to that.
Have you ever heard of womb envy before?
No, ma'am.
Go look it up real quick. We'll be here.
All right, give me a second.
Phil, you there? Philly? Go ahead, Pop, so Paul look it up.
Yeah, so in the comments, Somali Queen has said something. Oh.
No, finish what you're saying, then Philly can go.
They had said something about they're even mad when you have a career, they malfunction. And it's just like to put the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae, they really do because they really expect us to only be like in the bed and giving birth. That's they only because they think that's our like yes, that's our God-given like gift, but we are able to do so much more.
Need to control. That's
right.
Go ahead, Philly.
Yes, I was just wanting to say that when it comes to the portal of the woman, should nobody be able to make any rules of that. You know, us men have to know how to stay out of that. You know, the woman got that control, that part of her body. You know,
so why do you think men make the rules?
It's part of the spell and the curse. You know, it goes a lot deeper. I don't want to get too deep with you, you know what I'm saying, and scare people off.
Go deep. Let's see where you go with this.
Well, at one time you guys had great power, and then one time somebody got a little bit jealous of you guys and cast some type of spell. I don't know who did it, but whatever y'all did.
Think about it. Think about it. Who you think got jealous?
I know. That's why I didn't want to go too deep. I just really wanted to compliment.
You said one time y'all was powerful. Who's y'all, sir?
The women.
All right, and who would be the not women who got jealous? Who are those?
The YT men.
No, sir. No.
That's why I didn't want to go too deep.
No. When it comes to systems of patriarchy, exist all over the globe, not just in Europe. The patriarchy in Europe looks one way, but patriarchy exists all over the globe, sir.
Yeah, I didn't really want to go too deep, you know. But I did want to say that we don't have that control over you guys.
That shit was deep as a puddle, sir.
That was what?
It was not about deep as a puddle.
Hold on.
Who got this person?
Oh no, that was another guy.
Are you a troll?
No, I'm not a troll.
I thought you were a troll. All right. Go ahead, Paul. What did you find?
Real quick. So I read that womb envy was controlled.
I'm gonna meet you. No, Paul, when you leave the app, we can't hear you.
Yeah, if you go off the app, we can't hear you.
Your audio
Y'all,
and
y'all
video cut
can
off.
give the people in the
So,
panel, and I got a live goal y'all can contribute. Paul, you can't lead it at. Just summarize. What did you find?
so basically, it's like they're envious of the wound of giving birth, childbirth, breastfeeding. That's what it said. The concept
So,
was.
let me ask you a question. In the world we live in, do you think it's a plausible argument to say that men are envious of the fact that women are the creators of life?
I have to say no, and I'm gonna preface it real quick because men leave women after they find out that they conceived a child, and I don't, and that is crazy to me. But that's what happens. Usually, once a man finds out a woman is conceiving a child, she's like, "I'm pregnant." He's like, all of a sudden, the whole dynamic changes. He wants to
Why do
leave
you think he leaves? Why do you think the man leaves?
because of responsibility. He's running away from responsibility. That's
Okay,
why.
so hold up. That don't seem controlling to you?
Oh, it's absolutely control. It's a trap.
Okay, so there we go.
It's absolutely a control. It's a trap.
Yeah, there we go. What's up, Newski?
Hello. How's everybody day going?
It's good.
Um, this prompt, I want to join up here because I'm not gonna lie, this prompt is funny. Like, it's not funny, but like the picture and shit, like, it's fucking frying me. But I want to agree with the prompt. Like, I really do feel like that men hate the fact that women can carry on their own legacy by themselves, like with their own body, and that is why they want to control it, and they want to control the aspect of everything. They want to control the woman's life. They want to control the child. Like, they just want to be in control because they can't, like you said, they don't find any value in themselves. They don't find any value in their role as a man. And
Yeah,
I don't
men
know.
say that. They say women got inherent value, and they get a. They even say like they feel some type of way about having to obtain resources to have access to women. Like they do say that.
And it's like on top of that, so many men are obsessed with like, I gotta create a legacy and I gotta create a kingdom and blah blah blah. And they use it with money and material things and things that are tangible. But they cannot create life on their own. And I feel like that definitely plays a part into their envy. Into their envy is because they have to use their hands. They have to build. We don't have to build our own legacy. We can birth our own legacy. It's a natural process.
And on top of that, men also, like, I've heard men say, "Oh yeah, I want to create a whole little army. That's why I want 10 kids. I want 20 kids." Sir, what are you talking about? This is why you can't have kids now, because your kids aren't supposed to be army. They're supposed to be your legacy. They're supposed to be your
They're supposed to be the future.
Right, the seed that you
But
planted for the
actually,
future, not your little soldiers.
So here's the thing: the problem with when it comes to parenting on the patriarchy, like children start becoming a possession. Children are not possession of individuals; they're part of a community. So even when they claim like part of their lineage or whatever, like it's them trying to claim possession, which is flawed in itself. Again, so that will really go back to the womb envy, right? Because it's like I created this, I own this, this is mine. It's not yours. But that's become the reason why they become overpossessive. Whether they stay there or not, like it's still a means of control. But what's up, Chris?
Hey, not much. You, Tara?
I'm good.
Great prompt as always. Judging by the fact that men have a desire to control, the fact that we overcompensate a ton in other areas, and as well as a couple other things, I think it's very, very, very right to say that men have womb envy. Like, we're always feeling inadequate, we're always feeling inept, or we feel the opposite. We feel inferior, etc. Sorry, I struggle with that word, my speech impediment. In other misogynistic feelings, yes, men do suffer from womb envy. And do better, fellas. It's just, you don't even understand the topic yet. You're mocking it.
Well, that's the thing. If you point out somebody's insecurity and they haven't come to terms with it, they're going to reject it. They're going to respond in a certain way that comes across as emotional because you're like nobody wants to be exposed for the insecurities that they run away from.
You just see these guys just reject, like, oh, making fun of this, and it just like proves the prompt. It's just like the fact they feel the need to devalue what you have to say, etc. And us men are taught from an early age. It's actually part of internalized misogyny that all of us men need to unlearn, that we don't value women and femme presenting voices enough. Like from an early age, listen to your bros before HO3s. It's like disgusting rhetoric like that at the end of the day. That
No, the bros be the hoes though. That's the interesting part.
makes no sense.
Each other.
Stop saying we champagne. It's all men. It's all men until it's no man. Champagne.
Let them crash out. Let them crash out in the comments first.
Yeah.
What's
Also,
up?
you can see the womb envy on the men, especially when they get their girl pregnant and they don't want to take care of their girlfriend and they don't want to help their girlfriend or wife. Like, you could really see it. It really comes to light when there's a baby around. It really comes to light.
Yeah, they get jealous of them babies. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
What's up, Ninja?
I just think that men just want to be with other men. I think they just want to use women for sex, but in reality, they just would rather just be with other men.
I don't know. I think they want the men for the sex too. So I'm gonna be honest. I
Yeah,
think
I think they
I
probably
think men. The thing is the way our society is built. Men need to have access to women for status. But they like. I think there's a lot of men who don't want to be bothered with women.
If it wasn't for like this idea that you can't get a good corporate job unless you're kind of like, with the woman and with the kid, men would just be with other men. I agree, because that's how it was like 2,000 years ago. That's how it was.
Yeah, men used to write like love letters to each other and
Fight wars, and then the women were just kind of in the background. I think in America, white men want that, but they're just embarrassed because I feel like homosexuality
It's all the men. That's the thing. It's all the men.
Men only want women for reproductive reasons, to raise the kid that they reproduced and to
exploit labor.
Yeah, that.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like historically
they want free child care and they want free maids.
Exactly. And historically, that's what it's been, especially in American all cultures. It's been like men just using women, but in reality, they want to be with other men. And I mean, we all know it, but I mean, it's just weird.
Somebody said this is rage bait.
Nah, because it's like a real thing, and it's just kind of bizarre. Like, there's even men that are in bed with other men, and they just go home to their wives and stuff.
To the people saying rage bait, whatever. I would say this though. I phrase this a certain way for a reason. If you take my prompt, if you go to Google Scholar and type in my prompt, you'll get a lot of research articles on the topic.
For real.
No, they said it's rage bait, and that's just funny to me because it's not rage bait. It's not rage bait. You just right. You're just getting mad at the statements that's being made. If you feel attacked,
it's the truth. Because if it wasn't the truth, they wouldn't be mad.
If you feel attacked by this prompt, and if you feel attacked by the statements that are being made, then you probably need a book appointment at a therapist and hash out your own feelings with your own.
Literally.
Hard stop on that one. For real.
Literally, because only hit dogs holler. Okay, if the comment you and you hollering, we talking about you.
Hooting and hollering. I promise.
Hooting and hollering, screaming, crying, sliding down the door.
And
like,
if you see your husband on his app phone all the time, then he's probably on one of those like apps, and then he's just going to man.
You on Grindr.
Bro, you don't know how many times I done heard a story about a woman being happily married for 10, 20 years, and all of a sudden her boyfriend had a boyfriend this whole time. I mean, her husband had a boyfriend this whole time.
You don't want to happily be alive.
And those apps, let me tell you, they have made it easy for men to just like get out of their house, leave their kids, and just go get some dick, and then they, oh hi honey, oh yeah honey. You know what I mean?
Baby, I'm having the greatest night right now. He just want to see him down the street.
y'all know that trend when people was complaining about like women having like work husbands? Men got work husbands too.
But they
Come
fucking
on
at
now.
each other's dicks and fucking each other. It's not just for play. They really getting it on.
And everybody thinks intimacy is
That's
all about body. You can be emotionally intimate with your best friend. Don't forget that.
These men are fucking each other. Don't even think they're not. They are.
No, we
And
know that.
especially when he ain't fucking you for 3 years, that's very suspicious.
I mean, the place where we find out that it's obvious that men are fucking each other is when they go to prison.
That's for sure, yeah. But I feel like if it was just allowed out in the open, oh yeah, women would just be at home.
But that's the thing is, here's the thing: when you say if it was allowed, it's men who say it's not allowed in public. It's men who say it's not allowed for them to
They're
be out.
ashamed of it. They're ashamed of it.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's crazy because it's like so many people sharing the same insecurity when y'all could just speak your truth.
exactly.
That's
Like
part
stop,
of
And then
stop
don't get me
y'all
started on the bromance. Like at this point, babes, just call that your boyfriend. Ain't no such thing as a
Exactly.
bromance. Oh
Everybody
yeah,
knows
dude,
you're
I love you.
fucking.
You're my best friend. I could talk to you about anything. I can always cry on your shoulder. That's your girlfriend.
And then it's like, oh, I was drunk. I didn't know we were fucking. Yes, you did.
Ooh.
Yes,
First
you
of
did.
all,
You knew.
anytime I have been drunk, I always knew what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie. Always. I've always known
We
what I was
saw
doing.
a video. I don't know who shared the video, but it was these men that was on camera, and they was kissing. And then once one of them noticed the camera, he started beating on the other dude. That shit was funny.
Yes, they will literally kill another man
Y'all gotta
to
watch our language
protect
up
their
here, though.
sexuality. Ooh, they will really like be violent to protect their sexuality.
And everybody already, your wife already knows you like dick. I mean, you haven't been fucking her or eating her pussy in a long time.
Hold on, you gotta watch what you're saying. But the thing is, like, I think the secrecy of it is part of like what gets them off. I think they like that in secret. I think they feel like they're in this like secret society that like women don't get to be part of. Because like it's very prevalent for. I learned this when I was younger because I have a brother who's GAY, but he's out. And like the amount of men like I've learned that were like on the DL, or when he showed me Grindr and all the fake profiles of the men who don't want to be exposed, but they up there
Because they're
trying to.
married with kids. That's why. Because if you're out, who cares? You're not gonna be on Grindr because you're just out. You can just fuck or whatever. But if you're like hiding it, then yeah, you're gonna be on those apps. So
And the thing is, if like the majority of men felt this way, or if majority not even felt this way, if they knew other people in their environment that also felt this way, they continue to perpetuate homophobia and transphobia, and it's preventing them from being who they truly are.
and
And
that's
they're
why
mad that, and I feel like because, and all people in the comment section, they're upset that we are more accepting of queerness than they are, and they're keeping themselves locked up. In my opinion, they're keeping themselves locked up. No, Bryce, we're not saying all y'all's dads and brothers is gay,
Hold
but
on,
there's a
Space Boy,
possibility.
you got request back.
But y'all have been fooling around with men ever since you were kids, teens, young adults, and now you're trying to lie. Because come on, we all been knowing. I mean, you're not fooling anyone. You could have a girlfriend and then still be with the dude on the side. That doesn't mean you're like, you know what I mean? So
That means you're bi. There's nothing wrong with that.
exactly. And the fact that they just want to lie and just kind of perpetuate this whole entire like thing where it's just like normative, just to have like a kid. Oh, I'm gonna have a kid, so then nobody finds me out. That's crazy.
And that kind of goes into what host was saying for the prompt, is that they want to control women. They want to keep controlling us, so therefore they refuse to be happy and be who they are.
And a lot just use women to have a kid so everybody could think that they're like part of the
Oh, as
normal
a lavender marriage type of thing?
like a normal
Hold
society.
up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, real quick. Go ahead, Bryce. I'm gonna try to get everybody in the conversation.
I mean, I'm just confused. Like, I've been listening for a couple, like 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Some of the stuff y'all,
You learned something.
yeah, some of the stuff y'all been saying, I really do agree with it. But as soon as people started coming in here saying all men are secretly gay, all men secretly like men, that's wild.
Why don't you research the prompt before coming up here speaking out of your
Sir, I was listening to you speak, not you, but I was listening to
Hold on. Are you saying that you don't think a lot of men are on the DM?
No, listen, I'm saying I can't speak for what other men feel, but I know me. First of all, I'm not secretly gay. I'm a man.
You know we you
What
ever
does
heard
being gay have to do
Hold on, I'm
with
not
it?
done. I'm not done. So off
hold
rip,
up.
that statement is wrong.
Hold up, Bryce. Have you ever heard of the term pit dogs holler?
Ma'am,
No, I'm
if
asking you, have you ever heard?
I've heard of
You
it,
ever
but
heard
if
of
you
that
blatantly
phrase?
say something that's wrong, I'm gonna say that's just wrong. That's all I'm saying. That's simply just wrong.
So
That's
you
all.
never had a man rub your button trying to come on to you? That never happened to you?
That has never happened a day in my life, ever.
I'm fucking crying. He said you ain't never had a man rub on your butt. Oh
Like,
my
come on, what are we
god.
talking about here?
Hold
We're
on.
gonna get back on the topic, y'all.
Come on now.
I was
This is fucking
asking,
hilarious.
I mean, I get it, and you just asking, but the answer is absolutely not. No,
are you want to comment on the topic though?
no, that was. I mean, you brought me up here for that. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, go
That's
ahead.
it.
All right, living your truth, sir.
See,
We're
that's
not saying
that's
we're
that's
not
how
saying
that's how
we're
the
not
most
saying
guys are gonna.
everybody want
Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. 'Cause I'm trying to get the conversation back on topic. Space Aura, you there? Space Aura, you like a troll. What? Are you there, Space Aura?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, go ahead. Why you come on this account? Space Aura, you there? Like, where you going, sir? You want to pick up?
Space Aura is crazy. And if you go off the app, we cannot hear you.
I'm
So
trying to come back.
Oh, he laughs. But I mean, it kind of proves a point where men feel very challenged whenever like things that they know to be true, like little secrets and stuff, like those inside little secrets that they think women don't already know, be like jerking off together. See, this is the stuff that women already know that you guys been doing,
the
but
only reason,
Real quick,
the only reason,
hold up, y'all. I was trying to get back on the topic, though.
no. Can I say one more thing about off topic real quick? The only thing is, your dog is so cute.
Thank you.
The only thing is, I would say these niggas be DL because like they be fucking the same girl in the room with like 5 different homies. Like,
So y'all hold up. In the bottom, hold up real quick. Do y'all see Miss Crash Out? Hold up, y'all. Y'all see the bottom Miss Crash Out on the bottom of the panel?
bro, this prompt is insane.
If y'all don't already follow Miss Crash Out, y'all should follow her. 'Cause the topic y'all talking about with the DL man, she be talking about those topics. So if y'all not already following Miss Crash Out, go ahead and follow her. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up though. I appreciate y'all coming up and adding y'all 2 cents and everything. But yeah, it's yeah, Miss Crash Out. They want to talk about it. They want to talk about it, Miss Crash Out. They trying to tell you. They want to talk about the DLs. So I'm gonna wrap this up so Crash Out can pull up the DLs and we can talk about it. It's giving woman me though, but if you want more information on this topic, you literally can take the prompt. Go to Google Scholar, wherever you get your credible sources, and type it in, and there'll be numerous sources that talk about like how woman is tied to control and patriarchy. But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for supporting. I'm out of here. Thank y'all.